don't think the connecting rod like that.
Oh no, what the fuck was that? The motor throwing a rod. Is that serious? Yeah.
So I want to get this 250 chev running one last time, and I was curious why it wasn't turning the cam. Now, it is turning the cam. Sort of. It's turning some of the cam. That piece that broke off right there, that's the problem. So I think if I weld that piece back in, we can run this thing one more time. So you can see the broken end of the camshaft right here. So I am going to weld this piece back on there. I'm sure it'll be, timed correctly, and then we'll try and start it again. The question isn't, can you weld a camshaft back together? The question should be, should you weld a camshaft back together? What could possibly go wrong? So as you guys can see, the camshaft kept trying to fall off. So I made this handy little camshaft retainer, and we're going to try and start it again. Oh yeah, it loves that. Just give it a little gas. Ah.
Next, we're going to lube the bearings and the journals. Some people prefer to use regular engine oil.
So as you can see, I've rigged up a little system to pre-lube this engine, so that, as you can see, everything's getting oil, because it just won't blow up. And it won't blow up because it's so tight. Like, if you look, the connecting rods are completely loose. Like, it should just fly apart, but it just doesn't want to. So we're gonna have to give it a helping hand. Quit catching fire! Oh, that was pretty violent. There were some sparks there.
And the connecting rod and cap to make sure there's no dirt or debris between the bearing and the cap or connecting rod. After our bearings are installed, we're going to get our new bolts and torque the caps down. This torque is going to be 30 Newton meters with no stretch.
Now, there's mechanics out there that are going to tell you, you can't weld a camshaft, and you can't pump oil through there and pre-lube everything and make it work properly, and you can't tie wire a connecting rod back together, but those guys are just cowards. Let's do this. Okay, that was pretty violent. Well, that worked out exactly how I expected. The nitrous was enough power for it to finally blow off that connecting rod. But I don't think it's done yet. I'm going to try some more. So against all odds, the one that blew up on that last video wasn't the one that was haywired together. It was actually number 6. As you can see, the connecting rod shattered and there's a giant hole in the block now. So I think the nitrous was a little bonus. We're gonna start this thing again on 4 holes. All right, let's try this again. Oh, it's really locked up that time. Oh, all right, so the piston fell apart and the entire connecting rod is jammed in the crank now. Now, it's not done yet. I think I can get it running again once I get that chunk of connecting rod out of the way. All right, so I got that chunk of connecting rod out of the way and a sizable chunk of the block. And we're gonna try and start it again. It wants to go. It wants it just doesn't know it yet. And now it's free to spin without that connecting rod in its way. Or one of the other ones. Oh yeah. It still wants to go. Oh yeah, it still wants to go. It just needs more gas. Gas and love. It's all about the love.
Physically survived the trip. That's all I need to know. Okay? Personally, I don't know how they survived the tests.
All right, try this again. Oh boy. So a lot of people tell you, oh, it threw a rod. It's done. No, that's not an excuse. It doesn't matter if the cam's wrecked or if the connecting rod's wrecked or... Like, we got every single penny out of this engine. The cam welds held. It's done now. It won't start anymore. I tried. But no one can say that it didn't give its all. It just won't run on 2 pistons. Because the valve train fell apart as well. So it won't run on 2 holes. But yeah. So yeah, don't let anybody tell you, oh, this engine's wrecked. It's not wrecked until you make sure it's wrecked.